Guys, welcome back. We are today going to make a dragon, seeing as we have already made a unicorn, which I thought would have been lovely for the girlies. So for our young male fans, we are going to make the Toothless dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. Here he is. He is gorgeous. So that's what we're going to make today, and we're going to get started. So the colours that we need, okay, I'll set him there. The colours that we need today, mainly black. I have a full pot here, guys, because he's a good size. He has wings, he has a tail, so there's a fair amount of black needed for that. So I have a full pot here, okay? You can make them smaller if you wish, that's fine. So we have black, we have some red for the little bit on the end of his tail. We have a little bit of green for his eyes, a little bit of white just for the shine on the eyes, okay? And then we have orange because he has a little collar which is brown, but I'm going to show you how to make up the brown when it gets to that part. Okay, so we'll set our colours to one side. All right. And whenever we need those, we'll grab those. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take our black clay out of our pot, and we're going to stretch and fold, and we're going to roll a sausage shape. Okay. Now, first of all, okay, so there's lots of parts to this dragon, so we're going to divide this clay quite a few times as we go along. So I'm going to try and make it as easy as I possibly can for you. So we're going to start with the body and the legs. So what I want you to do is to take your little tool, the little knife, and I want you to cut this sausage in half, okay? Cut it in half. Put the larger half, if you've got a larger half, back into the pot, turn it upside down, and then we're going to use this part here. So what I want you to do is to cut this in half again. Right down the middle, okay? So we have two bits here. Roll one into a ball. This is going to be the body. So into our ball shape, just like that. All right, and then high five hand, guys, fingers together, hand nice and straight, put it to the side of the ball, and we're going to roll forward and back. Okay, just a few times to make a little egg shape. Turn it up, and then give it a tap on the table until he sits up and doesn't fall over. And just flatten his wee neck out a wee bit there so that it holds the collar. So we'll set that to one side. Bring forward the other piece, okay, and we're going to cut this into four. So roll a sausage, use your knife, cut it in half, and then cut those in half again so that you have four pieces of clay in and around the same size. We're going to roll those into ball shapes. Take out all the lines and wrinkles and creases. Four of those in and around the same size. Just like that. Okay, so these are going to be our legs. Now, with each of these, we're going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to show you with one, and then we're going to do the same thing with all four. Okay, so you've got your ball shape. Take your high five hand, and I want you to set it over half of the ball so you can still see half at the side of my hand here, keeping your hand level with the table. We're not angling it this time, keeping it straight. Cover only half of the ball, and we're going to roll forward and back until you've got a little leg with a little foot on the end. You see that? Okay. Now what you can do is turn it up so that the foot is on the table and give it a little tap on the table, and then that forms more of a foot shape. So guys, we're going to go ahead and do that with the rest, okay? So cover half of the ball, hand straight, forward and back until you get a sausage with a little foot on the end. So that's your four legs, okay? And then you can give those a little tap on the table to flatten out the foot a little bit more. Okay, brilliant. Now, to put little lines in it to make it look like he has claws or paws, okay, what we're going to do is take the little leg, and just on the end where the foot is, we're going to take our tool, and on the foot part, we're just going to roll the knife once and then twice, okay, to make two little lines. I hope you can see that. Okay, so we're going to do that with all four. Okay, so roll it from the front to the back, two lines on each foot, and that will make it look more like a little paw with the little claws. Okay, so we have 4 of these guys. Okay, now this wee guy's sitting up just like the unicorn was, so we're going to do the same thing as we did for that. So we're going to put 2 legs to the side of the body, make sure the foot or the feet are facing away. Take the other 2, touch those together nice and gently, and then just rest those against the front of the body. Okay, so that's that wee part done. Now we're going to do the collar. So we need a little piece of orange, about the size of a Malteser, guys, about the size of a Malteser. You're going to take your tub of black and take out just a pinch of black, add it to the orange and stretch and fold. And this is going to make brown for you. Okay, so a little bit of brown, stretch and fold until all of the orange disappears. All right, and then roll it into a ball. Hold that between your finger and your thumb. Give it a squeeze, just a little bit, so it looks like a disc shape. And then set that right on top of the dragon's body. Okay, that's that part done. Okay, so we're going to move on. And we're going to stretch and fold our clay. Take the black out of the pot, stretch it and fold it. And then we're going to roll that into a sausage shape. Okay, so what I would like you to do, this is going to be for the head and the wings and the tail. Okay, so what I want you to do, we're going to do the head first. Okay, so take your tool and we're going to cut this in half. Put 1/2 back into the pot and keep out 1/2. This is going to be your head. Okay, now as you can see here, he has ears and he has little sticky out bits and things, little horns and what have you. So we're going to take a portion of clay away from this piece to allow for that. Okay, so just a good old pinch will be fine. Okay, we pinch, that's probably about the size of a small marble. Okay, small marble. Set that to one side. With the other piece, a wee quick stretch and fold and roll a ball. Now guys, we're going to make an egg shape. Okay, so we'll want to set that ball on the table, high 5 hand to one side. You're going to roll forward and back just once or twice. Okay, just a very simple egg shape. Just like that. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to put the eyes on first, and that'll guide us as to where to put the nostrils and the ears and all of those things. So we're going to take some green clay, and you want to have 2 pea-sized amounts of green. 2 pea-sized amounts, very small peas of the garden variety, not processed. So anyway, stretch and fold. Okay. Roll a sausage shape. Cut that in half. And guys, just to let you know, we actually have a wee visitor today. We have our educational correspondence in the house today, and she's going to be coming to give us some really great facts about dragons, as she does in her own wee way. Okay, so we'll let her join in just a minute. Okay, so let's finish these eyes first of all. So we've got our wee head here. Okay, we've got 2 pieces of green. We've cut those in half. We've rolled those into ball shapes. What I want you to do now is to flatten those down with your finger. Okay, nice and flat. All right, they're about the size of a 5p piece. And then take your egg shape. Now, the thin part of the egg is the bottom part of the head. So we're going to put the eyes onto the fatter, rounder part. Okay, so just onto the 2 sides, really. You're going to pop those eyes on, just like this. Okay, then we're going to take a little bit of black out of our pot, just a very small pinch. Roll a sausage and cut that in half. Roll 2 ball shapes. And then again with our finger, we're going to flatten those and put them on the green. Now we're going to pop these on towards the bottom of the green. Go flatten those a wee bit more. Okay, so we have the black on top of the green there. Okay, and then we're going to put a little shine in the eyes, just like this we do here. So we've got the black on top of the green, and then we're going to put a little bit of white on top of the black. So tiny little pinch of white. If you can stretch and fold that, then great. Roll a sausage, cut it in half. And you're just getting smaller each time, guys. So the black is about a third of the size of the green, and then the same with the white. Roll a ball, press and fold, or sorry, press and lift, and then set it on top of the white. Set it on top of the black. Just like that. Okay, so that's your eyes. Now this is going to guide us as to where we put our nostrils. So what we're going to do, following the line down from the white there, once you get to the bottom of the head where it starts to curve, then we're going to push in and pull the clay up, and then the same on the other side, push in and pull the clay up. And that will give him his little nostrils. Okay, now he has a few little dots just to add a little bit of detail there on the top of his head. So if you look here, just in between his eyes to the top of his head there. So we're going to do that. So simply take your pointy tool that we've just used for the nostrils, and we're going to use that again. And just in between the eyes, just push in and pull out 3 times in the middle of the head there, just like that. Brilliant. Guys, you're doing great. So take this little bit of black that we've set to one side, and we're going to make the ears and the little horns there, okay? So what I want you to do is to roll that into a sausage. Well, actually, we'll just stretch and fold very quickly first. And then we're going to roll this into a sausage shape. Okay. And we're going to cut this into 4 pieces, okay? So cut that in half, and then cut those in half again. Okay. 2 of these you're going to roll into little ball shapes, and then into little droplets. So forward and back on one side for each of those. Press down with your finger to flatten those a little bit. And these are going to be the ears. So they're going to go behind the eyes, just onto the back of the head, behind the eyes. Okay, just behind the eyes there. All right. Okay, so take these other pieces and you're going to cut these in half again. And we're going to roll 4 ball shapes first of all. 4 ball shapes. And these are going to be the little horns. So if you take the 2 biggest ones, okay, whatever you think they are the biggest ones, and we're just going to roll those into 2 little sausages, and we're just going to pop those on in between the 2 ears. Okay, the other 2 we're going to roll into 2 little sausages, and then they go to the side of the head. So we're just going to pop those on to the side of the head. So beside your eyes, off to the side of the eyes. Side of the eyes. Whoop, there we go. You see that? Okay, fabulous. So what we're going to do, we're going to pop his wee head on. Okay, so bring your little dude forward, and he is just going to sit on top of your collar. Okay, brilliant, guys. Set him to one side there. Keep him nice and safe, in a safe place, boys and girls. We all know about our safe place. Okay, let's actually, do you know what? It's time to introduce our educational correspondent. Bring her in for some really great facts about dragons.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi Lucy, how are you?
I'm well.
Good.
Hi, kids. It's me, your educational correspondent. Today we're going to learn about dragons. Did you know dragons are mythological creatures that come from cultures all around the world? However, there are such things as real-life dragons. I live with one. These real-life dragons are called Komodo dragons. They don't fly or breathe fire, but they can run up to 18 miles per hour. Impressive! There are also little lizards called bearded dragons. Did you know that they are illegal in Hawaii? They have to be clean-shaven. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lucy. Brilliant. Absolutely awesome facts about dragons there, Lucy. Okay, so we're going to finish our dragon. So what we want to do is give him a little tail and then his wings, of course. So we need to take our clay out of the pot, okay, give it a wee stretch and a fold, and then we're going to roll a sausage, and we're going to divide this into 3 pieces. Okay, so let's cut this up. So 1, 2, 3 pieces of clay. Okay, take the biggest one and we're going to roll it into a ball, and then we're going to make a droplet shape but longer, so almost like a carrot, and you can even make it longer again because it's his tail. Okay, so what I want you to do, take your high five hand, put it to the side of the ball, rest it onto the side of the ball, and then roll forward and back. There we've got like a carrot shape, but we're going to make it longer because it's a tail. Okay, so there we go. So nice long tail there. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this wee guy round the back, and I'm just going to push his wee tail into the back of his body. All right, and before we use these other bits of black clay, I'm going to take the bigger one and take a pinch off it. Okay, and then I'm going to take a pinch of red clay. I'm going to stretch and fold them both, and I'm going to roll both into a ball shape. So these are the little bits on the end of his tail. So stretch and fold, roll a ball with both, and then these are going to be little droplet shape, guys. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to take Peter Pointer, roll forward and back on one side to make little droplet shapes, give them a squeeze down to flatten those, and then on the end of the tail here, we're going to push these on either side of the tail. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now what you can do for detail is use your little knife and just push in to the end to make little incisions. So that adds a wee bit more detail. Okay, so you're just pushing in with your knife. Okay, now you can make your tail as long or as short as you want it to be. That's entirely up to you. So the last thing we need to add to this wee guy are his wings. Okay, so take the last 2 pieces of black clay. Let's roll those into ball shapes. And we're going to make droplets again here, guys. So 2 ball shapes, hand to the side, roll your droplet. Same thing with the other one. So 2, the exact same. Using the flat part of your hand, we're going to press down just like this to flatten those. Okay, so you've got a flattened droplet shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that upright like this, and then I'm going to bring the clay down onto the table. So just using your pinchers, I'm going to hold both ends and just draw the clay down onto the table so it's flat. So it's sitting up there almost like a little mouse or a little hedgehog. It's them both there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, the flat bit that we have just created on the bottom there, we are going to take our knife. So on this flat bit, I'm just going to push in, and I'm going to push in 3 times. No, actually just twice. Okay, so just like this. All right, and you can open those up a wee bit more. And just use your fingers, guys, just to mold that and shape it like a wing. Okay, so these are going to be our little wings. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach these onto the back of the head to help keep him upright. Okay, so the pointy bit goes to the outside, so the 2 wings would be like this. Okay, so the wee pointy bit to the outside. There's his wings. All right, and you're just going to attach these onto the back of his wee body. Now, top tip, do one at a time. So go to the middle at the back, stick it on, but attach it so that it's touching his head as well. Okay, so one part of the wing is touching his back, one part is touching his little collar, and then another part is touching his head. And there's his wings. Oh, he's looking good. Okay, so let's see. There he is. All right, this little dude. There he is with his wee wings on the back there. Okay. Oh, he's so cute. You are cute. So there he is. Now, this is a full pot of clay, and this is slightly less, okay? So you can make them as big or as small as you want them to be. So if you do make them, send me little photographs so that I can share them with the world. And it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from our educational correspondent.
Bye.
Bye.